Week 6. Robot and Frank was the screening for this week. I think I did well in integrating the subject material into my live tweeting this week. I hadn't pre-written my tweets this week, but I did find this film was easy to follow along with and come up with tweets at the same time. While tweeting, I thought about the connections between artificial intelligence, robots, and humans. This includes considering the effect they would have on humanity and whether we would be accepting of it. I also focused on the factual side of the robot from the film, as I thought it was important to know that there are robots being developed like this. Week 8. In week 8, we watched Arrival, a great movie which I hadn't previously seen before. For this reason, my tweets were lacking. I failed to pre-write my tweets, and then I became engrossed in the film and spent more time watching than tweeting. The film was somewhat confusing in its assessment of the future. I think I encapsulated this in the second tweet shown above. Thinking back now, I have no idea how to explain how the director chose to display time, but I do think it was quite revolutionary. History has always been an accurate way to show time and the future. Because we know our past, we can predict our future. So it was interesting to see a different take on this. Week 9. It was during the film in week 9 that I think it fully clicked what I was supposed to be tweeting about. I spent a lot of time and effort trying to link the film to the lecture for that week on cyborgs and cybernetics. Specifically, I think these were my best tweets for the week. It is obvious reading these tweets that I did try to create a link between what I've been learning and the film. As illustrated by my second tweet here, I chose to tweet this piece of information as I find it connects to our learning about the future. We have previously discussed how people are using technology to benefit humanity, as well as examining what impact we have on the future and specifically our planet. For this reason, I thought this was an important tweet that should be included. My other tweets were focused more on the content for the week and relating a leader to being a cyborg and what this means for us. I related my tweets to the future and tensions between human relationships and artificial intelligence. There is not only a certain tension between humans becoming too much like cyborgs, but cyborgs becoming too much like humans, and I believe I questioned these relationships throughout my tweeting for this week. Week 10. The film for week 10 was Ready Player One. I enjoyed this movie and the live tweeting. I think I had some great tweets from this week as I really tried to focus on the subject material and linking it to my film. In my tweets, I spoke about virtual reality and cyberspace and their connections with future societies. I explained how virtual reality is in the near future and how cyberspace is already deeply rooted in our society, with our customs even basing themselves on cyberspace. I think during this week, I connected the film to the subject material very well. In the above tweets, I spoke about our culture being cyberculture. I believe my tweeting incites people to think about the future and how our culture, being so closely related to that of cyberculture, affects the representation of the future and its reality. How does this affect us and our social norms? I think if the future of our representation is based solely around cyberculture, then we have lost our way. Our way of unplugging from a hard day is plugging in.